3 of this series. So today's video is going to be all about how to actually cover up scars, marks, like even if you've got acne, and yeah, just kind of giving you my makeup tips really. And I'm also going to go through things that I would be mindful not to use, and things that if you're trying to cover up scars, products to look out for which actually could enhance the scars instead of fading them, like not fading them, like masking them. If this is the first video you've clicked on, then I'm doing a whole series on post-acne care, and this week we're really talking about everything when it comes to looking after your skin after you've had acne. If that's something you're interested in, I will leave the playlist down below where all the other videos, because this is video 3, so 1 and 2 will be in there as well. And also, if you haven't, press that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of the videos for the week. I'm posting Monday to Friday every single day at 7 PM. Let's get straight into the video because I'm excited to share these tips with you guys. Okay, so tip number 1, definitely less is more. Now I know it makes sense probably to think, okay, if I just put loads of foundation on my skin, it will cover up all the redness, it will cover up everything and I'll look great. Now do remember, like, yes, in a picture, if you're taking photography, 100% that's going to work, but in real life, day to day, makeup is never going to cover texture. Yeah, you can use these pore filling primers, but you've got to understand that if you have acne prone skin and your skin is prone to breaking out, those products are actually really not good for your skin, because you're kind of causing your skin to be at the risk of breaking out even more. But also in day-to-day life, we have real lighting. We can see things up close when we look at people's faces, and I always find that when someone has loads of makeup covering up acne, it can actually accentuate the texture and it can actually make the acne a little bit more obvious. So I always say less is more. Now another thing that kind of comes with the whole less is more is that when you use less foundation on your skin, like I don't wear foundation, and I find that my skin heals so much quicker, because when you haven't got like all these cosmetics and products loaded on your face, your skin is actually exposed to like mainly oxygen, and it can actually not necessarily breathe, but it can actually continue the healing process without something kind of like stuck on it, like cling film covering it. When you don't wear foundation all the time, your actual tone of your skin starts to even out. Now obviously I completely understand though, we do want to cover it up and we do want to wear makeup, so I am going to share how you can do that without plastering like 50 layers on your face. Okay guys, so I'm actually refilming this clip because at this moment in time I do have a couple of breakouts on my skin because it is that time of the month, so I thought it'd be better if I film this clip again because there's a little bit more on my face to cover up. So the first thing I'm going to take is some foundation. You can use whatever you like to use, and just go over my nose. Now you will see that I don't use foundation on any part of my skin except from my nose, and the only reason I just use it on my nose is because I find I do get redness there, and just by covering up the redness in the center portion of the face, it makes such a huge difference for your overall skin. I then like to go in with this Smashbox corrector stick. I actually kind of use this as my concealer and my corrector. Just draw 2 lines just under my eye, a little bit in the corner there and a tiny bit on the outer part, but I just blend that out with my ring finger. So that's just kind of toned down any darkness that is around my eye. I'm just really just going for that natural no makeup look, just trying to make my skin as best as it could be. So this is all about using less makeup but still achieving that clear skin complexion. So then I just set all that down with a little bit of powder. Go over my nose, over my eyes, basically just where I've just applied the cream. Okay, I've just done my eyebrows quickly because I did forget to do that at the beginning of the video. Now personal preference and personal experience, I actually like to do my concealer last once I've got everything on. I just personally find it gives me the best results. So I go in with my bronzer next, and I have been liking the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. Now this is a really good colour for me because it isn't too red, it isn't too cool, and it just works really well with my skin tone and doesn't enhance any redness in my skin. I don't even put it all over my cheeks. I literally just kind of use it as a bronzer and a blush just to kind of warm up my cheeks slightly. Maybe take a tiny bit just there on my temples. But now I'm going to do my concealer, and you will see how overall all of this can be gone without using like foundation and stuff like that. You guys, I am so annoyed. I've just filmed me doing my blimming concealer with that brush and the footage was fuzzy. I'm so irritated. I'm just gonna quickly talk you through it because I haven't done anything else. All I've done is just literally put concealer on with this brush. So what I just did, and let me find a spot. I'm gonna wipe some concealer off of it. So there we go, we've uncovered a spot. What I just did was I just took a little bit of each concealer and I mixed the 2 colours, and then with the detail brush, like you don't need to go heavy handed, you can literally just touch it on and blend it out because a little bit will go a long way. Like you don't need to, you know, put loads of concealer on and then blend it in. I literally take the brush and just dab it lightly and just dab it out with my ring finger. And all I said in that clip is that when you are doing this, I recommend not going too close to your mirror, because when you get too close to your mirror, you start seeing things that you don't normally see, and then you feel like, oh my god, there's another little bit of redness, let's cover up that, let's cover up that, and you get like really carried away. But when you're just a little bit back, you just go over the areas and the blemishes that you need to cover. And as you can see now, like you saw the before bit, my skin, I mean, to me, I'm happy with this. And I did my makeup like this even when my skin was really, really bad and I had really, really bad acne. So don't need to sit here thinking, yeah, but your acne's not as bad as mine, like my whole cheeks covered, for example. Like, you can still do this. Yes, it is a little bit more time consuming, but you do use less product, then that is a better road to go down. I have actually done other videos just like this on like when my skin was a little bit worse. So I'll leave those listed down below if you do want to check those out as well. They are older versions, but they're still kind of like the same thing, and you can see in those videos like I'm still doing the same technique. That is it for this clip, and let's get back to the rest of the video. Okay, so now let's talk about things to avoid when you're doing your makeup and be mindful of, and especially when you're makeup shopping and picking colours and things like that, because these are like some major tips to help you guys if you want to wear less makeup. So when it comes to shimmer, on the eye, fine. In the inner corner, fine. Down your nose, under your brow, fine. When it comes to the cheeks, different story. I personally would recommend trying to not have a bronzer with shimmer in, because I find shimmer always emphasizes texture. The other thing obviously is highlighters. Now I actually love, my favorite highlighter is actually the Smashbox Casey Holm palette, and my favorite shade is the lightest shade in the Pearl palette, and that I find doesn't emphasize texture at all. To be really honest with you, on a day-to-day, I kind of just avoid the shimmer because I find it always just emphasizes texture and pores and things like that. Like, I do notice it can emphasize like their skin, even if they haven't got like blemishes or open pores or anything like that. I can just still see what their skin's really like, where that shimmer is. I mean, if you are wanting to wear it, that's absolutely fine. Like, if you're taking pictures or you're doing like a full face and you just love it, go for it. But I'm just assuming you're watching this video, you are trying to hide texture and all that kind of stuff, so it's just something to be mindful about. I personally say the best combination to go for is to go for a matte bronzer, and then if you want a bit of shimmer, add a little bit of highlight just on those areas instead of putting it all over the cheek. So that's definitely a major tip. Now when it comes to bronzers, you really want to find a tone which goes with your skin. Now I can't really give you a colour that's like one thing fits all, because obviously we all have different skin types. For example, for me, I've got to make sure I don't get a bronzer which is too red, because if it's too red, it highlights other redness on my skin. I've also got to make sure I don't get a bronzer which is like too dull as well, because I need, with my skin tone, I need a warmer complexion. Some bronzers I find can be on the cooler side and they don't suit me. The bronzer I'm loving, and you saw it in the previous clip, is the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer. I also do like the NARS Laguna bronzer, but that does have, it does have a slight bit of shimmer in it, but that's very unnoticeable. So that one I would say you're kind of borderline okay with. But the only thing about it is it can go a little bit on the cooler side for my liking. You might notice a huge difference if you change the tone of your bronzer, because like I said, if it's too red and your skin is like fairer like me, that could be accentuating all the redness and making other parts of your skin look redder than they actually are. Another thing I want to mention is that if you're not wearing foundation, then you can just skip the primer. I do not wear primer, and it's just one less product on my skin. I find that my skincare is my primer, so having good skincare and a good base with that is absolutely fine, and you don't need to put like loads of primers on your face. So you just want to be mindful, because a lot of the products out there which are going to be targeting towards like, you know, hide your texture and all that kind of stuff, usually going to have a lot of silicone in them. So you just want to be careful if you do break out still, because that can cause more breakouts, and in the long run you're just kind of in a vicious cycle. Another thing that really helps if you are self-conscious about texture or acne or marks on your skin is actually putting the focus on other features. So for me, for example, when I do my makeup, my features I like to accentuate, I like to do my brows, I focus on my lashes. I really like long spread apart lashes, and then I do my lips and try and just enhance those a little bit. So I say my brows, my eyes and my lips are the features that I like to focus on and make sure that they're looking good, and I find it kind of just evens out the face a little bit. And another tip, and this one's huge, is do your hair. Now I don't know if anyone's ever given you that tip before, but it's something that I really do notice. If I am having a day where I don't want to wear makeup at at all, and my hair is just not done, it's just out the shower, like I've left it like to dry natural, it's all frizzy, like it's just a bit of a like nothingness. My skin, I always look at it and I think, oh my god, it looks bad today. But if I do my hair, so even if I just straighten the hair around my face, or like, I don't know, do it properly, do some curls, but have no makeup on, looks 10 times better. So yeah, it's probably an unexpected tip, but swear down, it does make a difference. So another thing you want to be wary of are powders. Now when you have texture, like I said kind of at the beginning, is that makeup can kind of emphasize like dryness, just kind of emphasize things a little bit more. So I'll be wary of the powders, because you find creams usually work with the skin texture quite well and kind of mimic and look like skin. Get away with wearing cream products a lot more. Like for example, foundation. I always notice if you put foundation on, if it's just like a nice light, like kind of more, maybe more dewy. I know oily skins don't really like the dewy, they like the more matte thing, but if you find the right consistency, you usually find that it actually looks quite good on the skin. But it's as soon as you start putting a load of powder on it, then it starts to look, it can go cakey, it can emphasize things, and it can just look a bit dry as well. So I really would say be wary of the powder, and just if you need powder, just put it on those areas. So for me, for example, when I do my makeup, I do not put powder all over my skin, because one, I put bronzer on my face, and that is a type of powder. So that's the powder I would use on my cheek, so that's gonna, you know, set and mattify that area. The only other place I put powder is on my nose and on my eye here, where I put concealer. That is the only place, because everywhere else on my skin, it just doesn't really need it. And like I said, if you're using bronzer, what's the point of using bronzer and powder on your cheeks? Like, they're both powders. That's another tip I would say when it comes to powdering, especially if you've got textured and problematic skin, because the powders usually are the culprits. And then the last thing I just want to talk about when it comes to makeup wise is that picking the right lipstick shade. Now when it comes to lipstick, if you're not wearing any makeup and foundation on your skin, this is really important, because for me, for example, like right now, if I was to wear red lipstick, you will notice more redness on my skin, because the red tone of the lipstick kind of brings out any redness in my face. You really need to play around with your lipstick colours and see which colour is most complementary to your skin. I used to have to wear foundation or something on my chin or around my mouth because I used to get redness, and then I realised actually if I change certain colours I'm using in my makeup, now I don't need to do that, because I find the redness doesn't really come out anymore. And it's really good doing this because you really get to learn what colours are good for your skin. You just notice that the more and more you pay attention to this, the more like little tweaks you make, and wearing no makeup and cutting back on makeup is so easy. I've got it down to a fine art. And the other thing I want to touch on is pigmentation. Now in my old job, when I actually used to do makeup on clients, I actually had a lot of girls come to me who had pigmentation, and I used to find the best way to cover up pigmentation is colour correct. Even if it's with a spot, whether it is pigmentation like if you've got melasma, which is hormonal linked, yeah, any kind of pigmentation, colour correct it first. If you put your normal like skin concealer over the top of a patch which maybe is darker, it's not going to cover it up. It's just going to give it a little bit of a cover wash over it, but it's still gonna have a shadow, and what you want to try and get rid of is the shadow. So you really want to color correct. So it's a bit like when you do your dark circles or like, you know, under your eye, you use those peachy tones. Like for me, for example, if I was color correcting, I would have to use a peachy tone to kind of counteract those tones and then put a lighter color on top. So it's the same with pigmentation, is that you want to color correct, and that will help mask any pigmentation that you have on your skin. And I do the same when it comes to like covering up spots as well. If a spot is a little bit darker, then I will take my darker concealer first and then go over the top with the lighter one instead of like mixing them together. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. I really hope these tips were helpful and you enjoyed it. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit more of a like self-confidence and talking about actually having confidence with acne and confidence with like any kind of textured skin and everything. Kind of like my insight on how to feel confident, feel great, and walk out the house with no makeup on and feel like a 10 out of 10. So anyway, I'm gonna head off and I'll see you guys tomorrow 7 PM right here on this channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any more. And also you meant to click the notification bell now. Actually, I always forget to tell you guys that. But yeah, if you want to be notified when I do upload these series, then click that notification bell. Anyway, have a wonderful evening guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.